Numbers 22, the story of Balaam and the question, how does a good man go to the bad? And the process is that he chose against the clear and simple guidance of God. He chose against God, and he sets out to take Balak's money and to bless and curse Israel, and so to squander his divinely given gift for money and power. And the story in Numbers 22 develops in a frenzy of contradiction. God permits him to go, but is angry with him for doing so. And there's nothing here which can't be interpreted by common experience. Don't read into this an inconsistency in God. The inconsistency is in Balaam. When you set yourself against what God has plainly said to you, your mind goes into a maze, into a fog of confusion. I had a guy one time came to me and he said many years ago, and he said that God had told him that his wife was going to die and he was going to marry this other woman in the church. God's told me. And he said, are you sure this isn't just kind of like lust, mate? You see, the Lord leads you in paths of righteousness, and the path that he was proposing was unrighteous. It was wrong, and he was allowing himself to go against the simple guidance of God, the paths of righteousness, and he got ensnared into a bog, into a confusion, just a maze of ideas. Okay, and this is what happened to Balaam. In this state of mind, God himself becomes a contradiction. To the wicked you show yourself hostile. And we see almost every day the way God allows us to reap the fruit of our own willfulness, doesn't he? God gave them up, Paul says in Romans 1. And now you've got the strange bit, where in the story it says the ass spoke to him. Is this literal or is it figurative? Some scholars will see it as a vision. Some see it as Balaam's own disordered mind putting words into the ass's mouth. But literal or figurative isn't the main point. The main point is that Balaam did only what people who've made wrong choices always do. They commit themselves to a false position, and when obstacles stand in the way, they lay the blame on the circumstances. And in all the wrong ways, they kick ass. They strike the dumb, innocent occasion of their confusion as if it were the cause. It's like a kind of road rage. You've seen like a grown man going berserk. It's not the occasion, it's not the thing, it's not the circumstances. There's something deeply wrong inside. When you go against God, your life becomes disjointed. So think about this. Balaam was undoubtedly a great man. He was highly gifted, he was brilliant, he was inspiring, and yet there was this secret cancer gnawing away inside. But he was stuck. He offers to go back. The angel says, go on. And the only thing left to him is to utter God's words without regard to the consequence of it. Shall I bless Israel? Shall I curse them? Shall I do what Balak wants and curse them? Shall I do what God has told me and bless them? But Balaam wasn't really used to the shape of that courage. It was a bit too late for him in his life. Maybe when you were young you made a wrong choice. Maybe you chose a wrong career path, and now maybe you feel like there's no going back, and you feel so driven now by the circumstances that you forget that it was you yourself who put yourself into those circumstances. You put yourself into the stream, and the stream is now carrying you. And like Balaam, you struggle against the flow. And believe me, the picture in chapter 22 of Numbers is what it looks like further down the road of wrong choices. And the angel stands against you. And you flail at circumstances, and you become embittered because you've chosen your own way, and God has given you up to your own choices. You always have free will. So choose well. He leads me in paths of righteousness. So Balaam's story really ends here. But what about mine or yours? You remember that God will have his way, and God will take our false starts and our wrong choices into something that can glorify him. And somehow he allows us to arrive at dead ends so that we can find a live beginning and live again. In Jesus Christ, I am a new creation. There is no mess that you've made of your life that he cannot turn into a message of his grace. Amen. God bless you.